Thank you. All right, we are live. Welcome to everyone who just got your notification via email, via LinkedIn. We are going to be hopping on here in just a minute with Kyle and Erwin here, who are going to be diving into all the details of what HawkSearch and Magento can look like as a search solution. So we're just going to give it a couple minutes for you to get settled, get your coffee, get some water, whatever you need to settle in here. And if you are just getting the notification now, you can go ahead and drop in the comments if you have any questions for our speakers, or if you want to let us know where you are logging in from. I know we have a lot of folks that log in from all over. Well, actually, even our speakers are logging in from two completely different time zones. So we'll get a little intro from them in a minute here, but we would love to know where on the globe you are joining us from. So we're just going to give it another minute or so, and then you'll get to see our lovely faces. Okay. All right. So we are not just talking heads here. There are actual humans. Hi, guys. So we have, I'm Victoria with Bridgeline, and I am here to introduce you to our fabulous speakers. We have Kyle and Erwin. So real quickly, we'll start with Kyle. Can you tell us what you do and what we're going to be talking about a little bit today?
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for the introduction, Victoria. My name is Kyle Mitzner. I am a partner manager here at Bridgeline and with HawkSearch specifically. So a big part of my job is to work closely with some of our ISV platforms, whether it's Magento or what have you. I get to work closely with their implementation partners, and I also get to work very closely with the HawkSearch product itself. So I kind of the jack of all trades a little bit in a sense. But very happy to be here, and I'll pass it over to Erwin.
Awesome. And Erwin, I do have to mention, so Kyle, you're calling in from
I'm calling in from Calgary, Canada. Yes.
Calgary, and
Yeah.
then Erwin, totally different part of the world.
Yeah, I'm actually from the middle of the world, from the Middle East, in Israel. I'm located.
Love it. And so what time is it for you guys right now?
So here in Israel, it's like 7 p.m.
Amazing.
And it's 10 a.m. my time.
All right. And I'm calling in from, it's California here, so it's 9 a.m. Anyway, sorry, I interrupted, Erwin, your intro. I just wanted to get the geography out.
That's good, Victor. So my name is Erwin, with Bridgeline already for a number of years in the site search domain already for over a decade. Background with Celebros and now also doing HawkSearch and Celebros both together, again, under the umbrella of Bridgeline. So I'm really excited to talk a little bit today about Magento specifics and how Magento store experience, the shopping experience in a Magento store can be improved quite easily.
Awesome. All right. So from here, I will leave it to you guys, and then I'll hop back on and at the very end and talk about some exciting things that that HawkSearch is doing later this month.
All right, so let's just quickly kick off this meeting. So we have scheduled for 30 minutes, but I'm going to try to basically jam as much information as possible into 25 minutes, since we have lost already about 5. So discovering, we're going to talk today, and Kyle is going to talk today about personalization and what it means to have an efficient search in your Magento store. As you know, if you're familiar with Magento and Adobe Commerce, it's called today Adobe Commerce Cloud. You have typically like a default search, which is based on either Elasticsearch or OpenSearch nowadays. So OpenSearch is, as you may know, replacing Elasticsearch, which I'm going to talk about that a little bit later, so in a minute. We're also going to highlight machine learning and AI, what that means in relations to site search features, and also the category pages on the mega menu. Then we're also going to talk a little bit about, we're going to take a look at some live websites that are powered by HawkSearch, and how we were able to improve the shopping experience and the user experience overall. Again, with the three tops, basically driving revenue through increased conversion rate, AOV, and traffic. So we have also a tool that actually generates or accelerates the growth of organic traffic. So if you may go to the next slide here, what that entails, like in terms of like HawkSearch in Magento, we have a number of features. I'm not going to be able to talk about all the features that we have today, but I'm going to highlight a few. Like I mentioned, personalization, machine learning, AI, and then also a few others that Kyle is going to cover later on. If you'd switch to the next slide, we have a full range of features listed here, and that's obviously, like I said, we're not going to be able to cover all the features that you see here on the screen. We also don't want to do that to you, to list each one, and we don't want to actually talk so much about the features that we have, but we actually want to show you how we have helped others and through which methods and which ways. So it's not about really like how it's being done in the back end, but actually what the results are.
And Erwin, just to kind of to jump in a little bit, I know in the last slide we were talking about third-party search for Magento. I mean, we kind of see like a similar trend in most platforms that we work with, right? I mean, the on-site searches kind of gets you to a certain level, and then you kind of need to invest in a third-party search to take you to the next step of the user experience.
Yes, exactly, because the out-of-the-box search that Magento or Adobe Commerce is now offering is not. It's good enough for like for regular store, but as soon as you have a larger catalog, as soon as you have a more complex catalog or also more traffic or both, then investing in a intelligent search technology like HawkSearch is really worthwhile. So we've seen positive ROI going like tenfold or more in terms of like, is it even worth it? Like the implementation process, and then also the ongoing license cost that comes with it. Of course, it's something that even if you take that all into account, it's still worthwhile to at least to open up your horizon and see what other options are there in terms of like improving that important part of your store, which is the search box, right? So the search box is kind of like your virtual salesperson. You want to make sure that your online customers have an easy way to find products that they're looking for. You have to imagine they don't know your catalog. You may know your catalog. You know exactly which product is where. You can find it within seconds. But if someone is coming to your store for the first time or even for the fifth time, they have not that knowledge that you have in terms of finding products. So you have to kind of like take a step back and see how can you help those visitors find their way to the product detail page. And once they are on the product detail page, the next question is like, how can you improve their engagement? Will they drop off and go back to Google and enter another online store, or will they be constantly engaged by showing them recommendations, upselling, cross-selling? So that's also something that HawkSearch is really strong in. Like I can say here that HawkSearch has, I would say, the strongest personalized recommendations engine out there that is really coupling. It's basically talking the search traffic, has all the search information. It's using some of that information to generate product recommendations on your PDP, on your homepage, on your cart page, whatever pages you want to place those widgets, and you can place multiple widgets on each page. That is, I would say, the biggest increase in average order value that you can drive. And like I said earlier, the third leg that we stand on is like the increased traffic, organic traffic. So also using the information, the search data that we have from online visitors, we can set up the HawkSearch platform to automatically generate relevant landing pages to make sure that those landing pages are are indexed by search engines, and then it will drive indirectly organic traffic to your site, which otherwise you would not be able to have. So with that three components in mind, we have been quite successful now to drive overall the online revenue. And I can say just today we got a new Magento customer. We were able to win a new Magento customer because they came from an open search. They are using currently an open search on their site. They quickly found out it's not good enough. It's something that's holding their revenue back, and they cannot afford that because it's expensive to lose a customer. It's expensive to actually to lose a visitor, because for each visitor on average you kind of like spend marketing money and so on. So that new customer since today is now really looking forward to use our intelligent search to power their online store, also based on Magento, obviously based on Adobe Commerce. So it's not that Adobe is a bad platform. It's not at all. It's a really great platform. It's a good e-commerce system. However, like all of the other systems out there, they lack certain, like I would say, the know-how about intelligent search. Kyle?
Yeah, I was just going to add to that. I mean, it's a pretty interesting that kind of the things we were talking about, kind of upgrading from OpenSearch to HawkSearch, and you have a live example from this morning. I mean, pretty interesting. But yeah, absolutely. We'll dive into a couple live sites. We'll kind of cover a couple of the key features with HawkSearch, which kind of set us apart. Some of these features you probably won't see anywhere else. So I will share my screen. You'll probably switch the slide, but the first one we're going to cover is the Search Information Manager, which is our unit of measure conversion tool. So it's really like a regular expression tool. You can convert any type of measurement, and even the way text is searched on. So behind the scenes, it's doing some pretty cool things. And I will share my screen and give you a live example of this one. We'll jump over to one of our wonderful customers, Crescent Electric, and we'll do a quick live example of what the Search Information Manager is capable of. So what we'll do is we'll search for a 6-inch PVC end cap, and we'll just pull in. You can see the recommendations are popping up already. And we'll just pull in the results here, and you can see we have 4 results for 6-inch PVC end cap. And the other thing we're going to try to do is we're going to type in 1/2 foot PVC end cap. And if I hit enter, we can see that in the background, the Search Information Manager is actually converting the foot to inches to whatever measurement you want to use. It's a pretty powerful feature, especially in the B2B space, but we can see it in the B2C space as well. If you have a fabric store, anything that's using measurements.
Yeah, Kyle, if I may jump in,
yeah.
I come more from like a B2C segment, and we have seen so many times where clothing sizes, shoe sizes is a big mess. So if you don't have some kind of like automation behind the scenes, that can become a real nightmare. And of course, also your return rate from customers actually buying products. You shipped it all, and then they return them because it's the wrong size. So that's a huge issue in the fashion industry as well.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's a pretty unique feature. It's really cool. It can definitely be customized. We've seen it used for like pump suppliers, like anyone supplying pumps, if they want to do like gallons per minute, liters per second. I mean, the amount of options for the actual measurement conversion is pretty cool. So definitely a great feature to highlight there, and something probably pretty unique that we could bring to Magento customers. So if you don't mind switching to the next slide, So variant logic, I mean, this one is probably less unique. I mean, variant logic is a pretty standard feature, or at least should be a very standard feature within search. But I will give another example, and this example is definitely more than just the variant logic. So I'll go ahead and share my screen again. We'll just hop into Black Diamond here. And they do a couple of pretty cool things on top of the variant logic, but we'll jump right into it. So you can see I have some recent views, and you can see I've clicked into the search bar, and we already have some recommendations popping up. I haven't typed anything. I haven't really done much.
I cannot see your screen moving. There's a lag.
Yep. Oh, can you see it now? If I start typing?
Okay. I see the. I cannot see the pop. Okay, now it's coming.
Okay. Are we good?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Thanks.
So I'll just take a step back. But before I do type anything into the search bar, you can see we're already bringing some relevant recommendations, or in this case, popular searches, to the forefront. And then I'm just going to execute. And as I type, obviously, I mean, I love these gloves over here, these fuzzy gloves. But as we type, everything's getting updated. Pretty cool features. And then watch what happens when I execute a black jacket search, for example. A couple cool things happening here. One of the first ones is the facet is actually being selected. So I typed in black jacket, but it's actually automatically selecting the black facet here for me, and then just searching on jacket. And then you can see the variant logic that we have pulling in here if we want to change the color of any of the jackets, that kind of thing. And then the other cool thing is I can immediately take the color right off if I no longer want a black jacket. I could just take the color right off. So pretty cool functionality there. Not sure if you have anything to add, Erwin.
Yeah, so actually that's quite remarkable, because I've seen many online stores, and I've really seldomly come across an experience like that, which is really transparent. You could also see it on top, searching for black jackets. You saw it in the breadcrumbs that black was selected as a filter, which, like you said, you can easily add additional filters. You can add similar colors as well, like dark blue and so on, and basically expand your search results. So from that point of view, I think it's a great experience. Also, which at least on my screen didn't really come through when you initially clicked into the search box. You have like that those recommendations, which are also personalized. You see like right away products showing up before you even start typing. You have popular searches, popular categories, popular products. And then once you revisit the site as a second, third time, it already kind of like knows you, it learns from your behavior, and then it shows you basically products from that you have viewed last time. So it's a really nice experience, high engagement there on that site. So I really like that site.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, it's all about customer engagement, user experience. The more touch points you can have with that customer, the more times you can recommend something to them, the higher you have a chance of a conversion, and potentially an increase in average order value as well, which is really what HawkSearch is all about. So the next feature, I'm not going to cover a live example, but it's definitely something worth talking about, because in the search space, there's a lot of platforms or what have you, where the search, when the actual merchandising piece of it is not very visual. And in the back end of HawkSearch, we can actually do some really cool things like drag and drop placement, boosting, that kind of thing. And you can actually kind of go into each item and see where those boosts or campaigns are coming from. If they have like a time frame they're set for, if they're going to end on a certain day, if you want to set up something for Black Friday, that kind of thing. I know, so Erwin, I mean, you have a lot of experience with, you're kind of the Magento expert here, we'll say. Have you had experience with Magento in terms of merchandising in their back end?
So the default Magento is very limited in terms of merchandising. It's almost zero. You cannot, and if you have some kind of merchandising, it's quite inconvenient to operate anything in there. So that's of course for online retailers. Many of them don't even have the time because it's so complicated. They need to revisit and learn how to do it. But also to have a visual, like in this case, like you can easily boost or bury products by manually dragging those products, promoting those products to the top of the page, or hiding them. You can promote entire brands. If someone is searching for running shoes, maybe you want to promote a certain brand in general, or so you can also personalize that. If you search for, let's say, if a customer from Chicago is searching for jackets and it's January, you get warm jackets. And then in the same store, if someone is searching from Southern California for jackets, you get more light jackets that are not really like heavy duty snow jackets. So it can also interact in terms of like geolocations. So the HawkSearch can, of course, it's also very strong in B2C, but also in B2B. It has lots of features that are specific to B2B, like entitlements. You have like maybe different B2B customers that have different sets of results in your catalog that are visible to them and not others. Or the search is hidden behind the login page. So that's definitely, it has a lot of features, which again, we are not able to cover all of them in this short meeting. But certainly if you want to know more and have specific questions, feel free to reach out to us.
Yeah, absolutely. And so myself and Victoria might have completely different coat recommendations. What you're saying. I might get a big furry winter jacket, and Victoria might have a nice light rain jacket being recommended, right? So, yeah, I mean, it's fantastic. And I know we've kind of switched slides here. The machine learning piece is very, very strong. We have kind of 4 layers that we base it on. It's really easy to control. You can turn some of them off if you want. You can kind of slide the multipliers up and down as you want. Very easy to control. I'm not sure if you've had experience with anything else like in terms of machine learning for Magento, Erwin.
Yeah,
and
actually,
how it compares to the HawkSearch.
Actually, coming from a background of like Cerebos, and I still think Cerebos is a great search tool, and but we are here to basically put a spotlight on HawkSearch, and HawkSearch has some advantages over Cerebos, and of course Cerebos has its strengths on other areas. But here, what you're seeing right now, what Kyle has mentioned, is like HawkSearch has not just a black box in terms of machine learning, right? It gives you, it has machine learning, but it gives you the tools to actually regulate how the machine learning should influence your search or your category pages. Should it be more focused on relevancy, popularity? Should it be more focused on what has been added to cart, or what has been recommended to others that have searched for the same keywords, or what even has been purchased? So all those 4 segments that you see here in this little graphic, you can regulate that, and you can say, okay, I want it to be more relevancy focused. I want to be more personalized focused. So this tool, I have not seen that in any other search technology, that it gives you that level of, I would say, interference into that machine learning, which of course is a buzzword, and AI, and nowadays, especially with Chat GPT. But you can, of course, also transfer that AI and machine learning onto and funnel it to your online store, into the single most visited site or page, which is your search page. The search page basically is your single most, in most cases, the most visited page on your site. So you have to basically put increased attention and emphasis on that, and on that area of your store, because if you just let it run on its own and let it that the customers or visitors find the products on their own without some kind of like machine learning behind it, you're basically losing out effectively on revenue. Like
100%, 100%. Maybe, Erwin, it's a good time. I'll just hop in and show maybe one more site. I know we're getting a little close on time. So I'll try to cover that last feature we were just talking about, the machine learning piece. We can quickly touch on that. And then the instant engage, I quickly showed you one example on Black Diamond, but I'll show you one other one. So I'll just kind of take over really quick. I'll try to get this last one in. So we'll take a quick look at Oriental Trading Company, one of our great long-term customers. But you can see another example of that instant engage popping up. So we have our popular categories, top products. I mean, Easter is obviously right around the corner, and I totally forgot until I actually just jumped into this demo right now. But I guess Easter's coming up, so in case you didn't know. But let's just take a look. Yeah. See, the recommendations are a little smarter than us sometimes, but we can see here if we were to go into one of these recommendations, say we want to get some. And I haven't actually executed this search yet before, so we'll see. Should be a good one. So we have some Easter bags. You can see all the different variations of it. And Oriental Trading Company, I mean, they do a fantastic job of having all these different products. But then you can see the extra layer of recommendations popping in below for customers also bought. So I mean, we could design a whole Easter party right here, right now, since we know that it's coming up in the next few weeks or whatever it might be.
And I also want to add in the last minute that we have here is like specific to Magento. You have like simple products, configurable products, bundled products, and all that can be also like if you have some customer features that you have built on your Magento, and you say, okay, I don't know how to replicate that or transfer that into HawkSearch. So that we do have ways where we can also deal with other types that are not Magento standard product managements that you have done. So it's I've just spoken recently to someone. They have basically they're grouping based on an attribute. You can group based on a keyword, on a number. So it doesn't matter how you're setting up, how your catalog is set up. We can actually handle that and also return the right variants. If you have like one product with multiple variants and the user searching for a specific color, we can actually, or HawkSearch will return the variant in the right color and show that. So it's just adding to the shopping experience in that area as well.
Yeah, super powerful stuff. I mean, the machine learning knew it was Easter before I did, that's for sure. So
can't believe it's Easter almost.
I know. It's almost April, I guess.
Well, here in Israel, it's
springtime is coming. Springtime is coming. And Victoria's here to pick us up.
Victoria.
I am. I know. I'm so sorry. So it's not just Easter that's around the corner. We also have we'll be at the Adobe Summit. So we are actually, Kyle, you will be going.
I'll be there. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
be in Vegas, yep.
Anyone that's watching this interested in either stopping by our booth or wanting to let Kyle know that you're going to be joining, want to have some more information about what we'll be showing there, you can go ahead and scan that QR code. Let us know. There's just like a little form you fill out, and or if you're actually going to the summit itself, you can find us at kiosk 139B. But yeah, we're very excited to be joining this year. That's, only in a couple weeks now. So anyway, and with that, I just wanted to thank everyone who logged in this morning. Thank you, Kyle and Erwin, for running through just some awesome hot capabilities. And we will, of course, be doing more webinars in the future. So if you got a notification this morning about this one, keep your eyes out for some more webinars coming up a little bit later this month. Yep. And with that, I wanted to, thank you guys. And
thank you, Victoria.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Everyone have a great day.
Yeah. Okay. Bye-bye.